ルドルフ、流用なんてもんじゃないわよ。
Okay. Last we checked, we were in a business meeting and we were jumping on Krause's ass for embezzlement and being a bad CEO because he owes the kids some money. Scratch that. Um, the kids want to discuss the terms of their inheritance. Krause is being a dick about it.
これは横領よ。刑事告発できる立派な犯罪なんだから。無礼極まりない。
Girl.
仮にも後ろ宮本家跡継ぎの後ろ宮クラウスに向かって信じられない暴言です。暴言じゃないわよ。図星でしょ。なんとか事業を成功させてこれまでの損失を埋めたいんだけど、その穴は広がっていく一方。
Yes, Krause has invested in turning the guest house into a resort. Well, Krause has invested into resorts. He's not making money. It's very embarrassing.
博打の穴をさらに大きく張った博打で埋めたいだけよ。その軍資金がすぐ近くにあったなら手をつけるのは道理。はっきり言うわ。
Makes sense to me.
兄さんがしているのは横領よ。お父様に対する裏切りよ。しかるべき決着がついた後には司法に委ねることになるでしょうね。
Ooh, not the courts. Now we want to bring in the lawyers. Okay.
そんな輩に後ろ宮本家跡継ぎを名乗らせると思い。
And I know that is eating her up. This is Krause's wife, Natsuhi. She is constantly pressed. And this girl is Ava. She is Krause's sister. She is the reason why she is always pressed. She is pressure. She's just pressure. That's just her.
ユニコと書いて当主様への裏切りとは聞き捨てがたい。この栄光ある後ろ宮家の敷居をまたぐ資格はもはやあなたにはありません。
I love that she's getting attitude. She's giving attitude, but like, you're not gonna tell me I can't walk into my house. This is my home. This is my childhood home.
即刻ここを出て行きなさい。
You better get her together
さあ
before I do.
ほら
Again. Natsuhi, who had already reached the limits of her anger, shouted at Ava in a rage. She then pointed alternately at Ava in the hallway, indicating that she should leave. Ava took out a folding fan and fanned herself with it, glaring maliciously, good lord, at Natsuhi as though silently daring her to repeat what she said. Damn. She said, "Get the hell out of my house," and she took out a fan and said, "Anyway." However, her mouth was still smiling, curved in the shape of a crescent moon. Fan's iconic. In that unpleasant silence, Rosa gulped.
ねえ、夏日姉さん、誰に向かってそんな口をお聞きなの？
All black too. I'm glad she said it before I did.
無礼極まりない主人の妹に対してです。
No, you're speaking to the third rank, okay? So you need to watch your mouth.
これ以上は私も本家の台所を預かる者として聞き捨てなりません。
Family affairs? Who's family? I can't. Right, you got the... bruh, the way she said that.
台所を預かる
Bruh. She said that like, are you stupid? Oh my gosh. Oh!
黙るがいいこの名ばかり女房が
Ah! Oh no. Oops. Oh my god. Ooh. Jesus. Ava folded the fan with a snap and rose powerfully. Oh, she stood up. Compared to the, right, she's not. It's not a good look. Compared to the elegance and playful behavior she had shown until just now, she was unimaginably aggressive. This is what George had to deal with.
バカバカしい。お前が下がりなさい。
Get her.
この後ろ宮エヴァに当主様の左肩を許されている後ろ宮家序列第3位のこのエヴァに下がれと
The left shoulder of the head. Don't play with it.
身の程を知りなさい。
Oh my god. She's like, I'm like, she's pointing like to me.
そしてお前のそのみすぼらしい姿を鏡に映してみるがいい。
And then she said she was bad Bill. Oh my god. Girl. Listen. Get her, Jade.
お前の服のどこに翼が
Where on your clothes is the wing? Oh
ど
my
こに
gosh.
片翼のわしが許されているのか貴様など後ろ宮家の跡継ぎを残すためだけの存在じゃないの
The female empowerment has left the room. The feminism has left the room.
身の程をわきまえるがいいこのゲス女が
God dang. Listen. While Eva's face grimaced unattractively, her words pierced Nazi's heart like claws and painfully twisted in. She said, "You bad-built body bitch. All you are is a womb. So shut up. Listen." That is... Well... She doesn't know how to not shoot for the heart. There were 100 ways Natsuhi wanted to respond. However, her anger and sorrow crushed her throat, and not one of them managed to make it to her mouth. Damn. The anger which had lost any... Because what is she going to say to that? The anger which had lost any place to go became a single hot tear, which slowly dripped down, and she saw you cry. No. Dang! Ah! Shit! She saw the tear. She saw the tear. She's like, she sees the blood and she's going in for the kill. Ravenous. You gotta have some decorum, ma'am. Oh! She said, I wish the fuck you would say something. I wish you would. Ava faced her with a provocative gaze. However, Natsuhi's fist was shaking. She trembled all over, unable to do anything. If I were Natsuhi, I would just be like, excuse me for a moment. And just leave, and pretend like this never happened. Kraus quietly broke that powder keg tension.
Natsuhi.
He's gonna say, Natsuhi, shut up. Yeah, It's an out. You gotta take it. You gotta take the out. You can't come back from this. Natsuhi, resenting the fact that her husband had not come to her aid, shifted the focus of her attack. He could have said, you need to watch your mouth, Ava, but he didn't. He didn't. And honestly, if Kraus is about to admit defeat right now to his siblings, like, Natsuhi, just go. Just honestly, like, what is it? You don't have to testify against your husband. Just go. You didn't see anything. Sheesh. Lawyers. No, we need a lawyer in the room. Oh, so you got all that heat for me? Okay, just kidding. She's like, you're such a messy bitch, and you're not even a good one. Oh, she's reached a breaking point. This was building up. This is coming from somewhere.
それはあなたは
Dang, she probably thought she was set when they got married. Oh my goodness. Poor Jessica. Natsuhi could no longer hide her tears. She fled from the room in that state. Poor Natsuhi. Poor everybody. After that, all that remained was a somewhat embarrassed mood about the parlor. When the sound of footsteps grew distant and silence returned, Kraus shrugged his shoulders slightly.
妻が失礼した。
No.
昔から感情を抑えるの
Oh
が
my
下手
god.
で私も苦労している。
Like father, like son.
あんなのに切り盛りされてたんじゃ。
Oh my
兄さん
god.
も気苦労が絶えないわね。
It's giving Freudian penis envy. I'm so sorry. A man steeped in factual, peer-reviewed evidence. Just kidding.
奥様
Hmm.
なんでもありません。
I bet she'll be kind to her.
下がりなさい。
I'm so sorry, Natsuhi. Natsuhi flew into her room and bent over the bed wailing. Those heart-wrenching sobs reached Kumasawa in the hallway.
おいたわしや奥様、
She be catching everybody slipping.
奥様とエヴァ様は犬猿の仲。このお二人の関係を説明するのは女の私にはとてもしんどくございます。
She's like, I don't even want to get into it.
後ろ宮家は血を特に重んじられますが、嫁いで家を出れば本来は序列から除籍されます。ですからエヴァ様も本来は秀吉様とのご成婚の際に除籍されるはずだったのです。ところがこれは誰のせいでもありません。ましてや奥様のせいであろうはずもありません。神様の気まぐれとしか言いようがありません。
George is older than Jessica.
クラウス様と夏日様にはな
Yeah.
かなか子宝が授からなかったのです。何しろ男尊女卑の後ろ宮家でございます。妻は跡継ぎを残すための道具。
Oh, she's so empathetic. Oh my
その
gosh.
妻が唯一の役割を果たせないのなら、もはや人間扱いなどされません。
And like, what can a servant do?
当時の奥様が親方様からどれほど責め苛まれていたか思い出すのも苦しゅうございます。
And I'm sure Kraus was an emotional beacon of support during that time too.
そんな中、エヴァ様に秀吉様とのご結婚の話が持ち上がりました。エヴァ様は狡猾でした。
I bet she's trying to get married fast as fuck.
奥様がいつまでも身ごもられないことにつけ入って親方様に取り入ったのです。入り婿を取って自分が跡継ぎを産むと吹き込み、ご自分の席を後ろ宮家にとどまらせるよう認めさせたのでございます。後ろ宮家に嫁ぎ外様扱いの奥様と入り婿を取る形で血族として残ったエヴァ様は、後ろ宮家の序列の中では雲泥の差。しかもエヴァ様は先にそれも男児をご出産されております。どれほど奥様の立場がエヴァ様の前で弱いものであったか、奥様
Oh, sorry.
もし自分がすぐに解任することができれば、エヴァ様の入り婿など親方様に認めさせずに済み、今日のエヴァ様の増長を許さずに済んだだろうという悔しい気持ちがあるに違いありません。しかしそれは奥様のせいであろうはずもない。すべては気まぐれな神様とジェシカさんをお届けすることが遅れたコウノトリのせいなのでございます。だからといって 奥様には
Oh,
そう
she
と割り切
blames
れるはずもない
herself for not giving birth on time
ただ
or whatever.
妻としての責務を全うできなかったことに女として悔し涙をこぼすしかできないでしょう。
I see she was gonna marry Kraus and have a perfect life as first lady, but everything went left.
老いたわしや。私には何もできず、こうして物陰から見守ることしかできないのです。
Ugh. God damn. That 30, right. Oh, okay, so that's like same time. We crossed the hall again on our way to the entrance. I was like, why did the clock go back? What? Alright. As we did, we once again saw that witch's portrait. Right. However, the word saw is probably not the best word to describe that experience. Like, we were forced to see. It was more like our eyes were drawn to it. We were a clockworked orange into it. That woman's eyes, with their sage-like glamour, definitely had the power to make those who looked at her stand rooted to the spot.
魔女ベアトリーチェか。
ベアトリチェか。
本当かね。
Is what true? Don't play with her.
バトラ信じてない？
Back when we had asked what this picture was, the first person to tell him it was Beatrice had been Maria. Therefore, when Battler showed signs of doubt, Maria must have felt that Battler didn't have faith in her. And that's my shooter, so she's looking at me like, what's so damn funny? Of course, that's not what Battler meant. Maria ran up to the portrait and began banging on a plate below it. Okay. Maybe the title of the portrait was written there. Maria, trying to prove that she wasn't lying, obstinately continued to hit the plate.
ああ、悪い悪い。別にマリアが言ったのを疑ったわけじゃないぜ。
Good.
バトラ納得。
Sweet. When he patted Maria's head and apologized, she seemed to accept it, sticking out her chest and proudly ooh-oohing. Oh,
何
Jesus.
我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェ。懐かしき故郷を貫く。って、なんだこの怪しげな長い碑文はよ。
The plate did have the title of the portrait written on it, but it was much too big to contain only that. Secret riddle! Beneath the title, what looked like a long epitaph was also written. As I skimmed over it, I was taken aback by the array of unnerving words that jumped out at me.
すげえだろそれ。じいさまが書か
That's
せた
my
も
arrow.
のだよ。意味深だろ？
We just attached my head back to my body. Yeah.
マリア知ってる？黄金の隠し場所。
The gold that grandfather used to revive the Oshirimiya family.
おいおい。後ろ宮家の隠し黄金の話
I'm
か。
so sorry.
そりゃまた懐かしい話だね。っていうか兄貴、これマジなのか？
これを書かせたおじいさまは、この絵とこの碑文に関しては何も語ってくれないんだ。でも親類たちの間では、おじいさまの黄金の隠し場所を記したもので、この謎を解いた者に家督と黄金のすべてを譲るという意味ではないかと、もっぱらささやかれてるよ。
And I'll solve it as the son of the third son. son of the third kid.
マリア聞いたマリア聞いた黄金いっぱいいっぱい
さてな、10トンの金塊なんてね、私はちょいと眉唾だけどな。
しかしよこんな碑文を読んじまうとマジかなって気になっちまうな。
Let's read it. I think I already explained grandfather's upbringing, but let me also mention the Ushiromiya family legend of the gold. Grandfather succeeded. This wasn't here 6 years ago. Grandfather succeeded the Ushiromiya family after it had been almost totally destroyed in the Great Kanto earthquake. And by successfully riding the stormy seas after the war, managed to accumulate great wealth, right? That much of the story everyone knows, right? However, this is where the strange part of the story begins, okay? Part of it is closely tied to grandfather's black magic hobby, so its credibility is extremely low, but wait until the end before you doubt or make fun of it, sure. Alright. After the war, grandfather successfully predicted what the future would hold. His big gamble paid off, and he accumulated a vast store of wealth. We agree. But there's a mysterious legend about how he gained the funds in the first place, right? Grandfather came from a branch family and had no connections, right? Even though he built them, right, with the Allied forces. Right. In the beginning, he was supposedly a nameless person who had not yet gained anyone's trust. Money can only be gathered based on trust. There's no way anyone would lend money to an untrustworthy person. How did grandfather, whose trustworthiness was 0, how did he get the gold? Alright. One fateful day, I encountered the golden witch Beatrice. He then went on and on about how he continued to research alchemy and techniques for summoning demons in order to become a great mage. And the entity summoned as a result of the demon calling ritual was the golden witch Beatrice of the forest, okay? He then said that he made a contract where in exchange for his own soul, he would receive fortune and honor. He would receive the gold in exchange for his soul. The forest, Beatrice, representation of the forest. He made a contract with. But this portrait is obviously based off of the person. The witch then granted grandfather 10 tons of gold. Okay, so we have gold now. Grandfather uses gold as collateral to prepare a vast quantity of funds, and then used that to multiply his wealth by several times and revive the Ushiromiya family. Where did he get the gold from? That doesn't... It seems that the story is so old that our parents had already been told it when they were still children. The only difference between the first story we were told and this story is he had acquired some gold. How did he get the gold? The witch gave it to him in exchange for something. Okay. Who is this witch? So our parents, when they were little, explored this island in various ways, believing that the gold that grandfather had received from the witch might be hidden somewhere. However, since there was the danger of the forest, right, grandmother or someone began to spread the story, that the witch lived in the forest and approaching it was too dangerous.
そんな話があったな。
Somebody's in the forest.
俺たちも小さい頃、親からその話を聞かされて、宝探しと称して島中はあちこちうろうろして、森で迷ってワンワン泣いて、使用人さんに見つけてもらって、親にめちゃくちゃ怒られたんじゃなかったっけ？懐かしいぜ。
バカだったよな。だってよ、じいさまはその資本金で儲けた挙句でこの島を買うんだぜ。この島に来る前から黄金を持ってたってことになるじゃねえか。この島にあるわけがないぜ。
そうとも限らないよ。その黄金が元からこの島に隠されていて、 それを確実に自分のものにするために何しろ10トンもあるんだもん。安全な場所に移すより隠し場所そのものを確保する方が現実的だよ。
この碑文を書かせたのは2年前。それもじいさま自身ってなると、なるほど。黄金伝説もシンプル
Why
性が増してくるじゃ
add
ない
it
か。
2 years ago? 2 years ago. 1 year ago, the doctor told the family that he would have 3 months to live, and they've been stretching that for a year. 2 years ago is when the epitaph was placed.
じいさまが後ろ宮家復興の資本金にしたという
And
魔
no
女に
one
授
has
けられ
seen
た
this
黄金
man
が10トン。
besides Genji and the doctor.
そいつがどこかに今も眠っていて、
There's a lot going on here.
じいさまはこの謎を解けたやつに全部を譲ろうって、そういうつもりなのかもしれね
And the kids are all fighting over the inheritance.
え。じいさまらしいセンスというか、なんというか。
And everybody's kept lying, I feel like, or doing something.
マジならなんとも景気のいい話だぜ。
The epitaph carved into the plate was very mysterious, something like a poem or a song. Its sentences were incredibly disturbing, filled with the signs of grandfather's black magic hobby and truly in bad taste. Oh, but it could definitely be viewed as a puzzle, which if solved, could lead to the place where the gold was hidden. Okay.
そういうつもりなのかどうか
Let's read
おじい
it.
様の胸中は想像もつかないけどね。一つ言えるのはこのうさんくさい碑文を
Okay.
おじい様は一族全員に告示するかのように
Let's
ここに掲示したこと。
Good crack at
そ
it.
して黄金の存在はほのめかしながらも未だにその隠し場所について一切触れないこと。そこから親たちが想像を膨らませておじい様の知恵比べに違いないって言い出した。
Do the parents have any thoughts on this
欲
epitaph?
の皮が突っ張ってるうちの親父あたりだろうぜ。こんな弱いことを真に受けてるなんてよ。じいさまの黒魔術趣味はバカにしてるくせに、この隠し黄金の話だけは信じてやがる。調子のいい話さ。
She is always ready to come for her
確かに
parents.
現実的な話じゃないよね。
I don't know. That man seems kind of crazy, bro.
当時無名で何のコネクションもなかったおじい様に無償で莫大な金塊を融資する人物なんているわけがない。それがいたからこそおじい様はそのスポンサーを魔女と呼んだというなら考えられない話じゃないけど。
That's very fair. Like, everything else makes sense except for that one little piece about how did you get the gold.
でもよ、10トンだぜ、10トン。一体現金に直したらいくらくらいになるんだ？っていうか、とんでもない量になるはずだぜ。
とんでもない量だよ。
Serious.
人類が有史以来発掘した黄金はせいぜい10万トンって言われてる。
Oh my gosh.
人類の歴史が手にした黄金の1万分の1を個人が手にしてるっていうのはとてつもないことだよ。それが一箇所にあり、しかもそれをおじい様にポンと貸し出せるような魔女。ただものじゃないね。
私はよ、その10トンって数字ももはや嘘くさいと思ってるぜ。第一よ、じいさま以外に見たやつはいないんだろ？
So, like, what if it's not even gold?
仮に気前のいい魔女が実在して黄金を貸したとしても、それは10は10でも10キロぐらいの間違いじゃねえのか？
I don't know the metric system.
10キロでも相当いい金額になるはずだぜ。
We're debating the amount of gold. That's reasonable. That's very reasonable. That still doesn't answer the question. What is all this? What? Who gave you this gold? Who is Beatrice?
10キロの黄金っていくら？
I mean, regardless of the amount, he got a lot of money. Enough to turn the family around. That we've already figured out. Maria, who couldn't keep up and felt like she was being spoken to in riddles, finally found a place where she could ask us a question. A question which I also wanted to ask right then. Whether I hear 10 kilos or 10 tons, I know that it's an incredible amount, but I couldn't put a number on exactly how incredible. That's what I'm saying. George tried to remember the market price of gold.
さあ
Give it to
金
us
も
straight.
相場の影響を受けるから何とも言えないし、純度や鋳造先の信用によっても変わってくる。
Okay,
換金に
George.
手数料もかかるし。ただ希少金属であることは間違いなくて、このまま採掘が進めば人類はあと半世紀ほどで全てを掘り尽くしてしまうんじゃないかって憶測もある。デタラメに言って1キロあたり200万円程度の価値はあるんじゃないかと思うね。
So a kilo is 1,000 grams, and we have 10 tons. A ton is 2,000 pounds. So we have 20,000 pounds of gold. A kilo is 2.2 pounds. So we have 10,000 pounds of gold, kind of. So 2 million yen for 2,000, 10,000 kilos is like 20 billion, right? 200 billion?
私は
200
10キロってのは今
Whatever,
適当に言って
it's a
控え
lot.
めな数字なんだけどよ。
trillion? I don't know.
それでも2000万円の価値があるってことになるじゃねえかよ。
Can we?
マリア、体重28キ
Oh,
ロ。
thank you. 28 pounds, 30 kgs. So she's like a 60-pound child. Which I'm only thinking about because I guessed 40 earlier.
ということはマリアちゃんと同じ重さの黄金なら
I never thought we would get confirmation on that. Wow.
その価値は5000万円を超えるって計算になるね。
Golden Maria.
そりゃたまげるな。10トンならいくらだ？
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
2000万ならが
Oh.
2000倍だから。
There you go.
200億
20 billion. I don't even remember what
こり
I
ゃ
said.
たまらねえや。
How much is 20 billion yen actually worth? We wouldn't have to measure it by putting it in terms we could understand. I mean, they say that wages over a lifetime are 200 million yen. God dang, that's a lot of money. You grow up and work like crazy, sacrificing your life for your company, and as you approach old age, are finally free. And all that together, including the retirement money, comes out at 200 million yen. In other words, that is the cash equivalent of a human's life. Oof. No, you could even call it the price of a life. We were talking about a sum so enormous that it would require 100 of those lives. God. Dang! Assuming you work for 40 years, from 20 to 60, then it's equal to 4,000 years of work wages. Gah. It's a sum of money you could finally accumulate after working every day, starting from the Jomon period.
ほう。200億円。
Yes, girl.
すごい。
It's insane.
ああ、すげえよ。マリアの大好きなショートケーキだったら、多分一生かかっても食い切れないくらい買えるぜ。
でも200億円という現金ならいざ知れず、それと同等の金塊が一ところにあるなんて
Yeah, what in the
とても
money
現実的とは
laundering?
思えないね。さっきも言った通り黄金は非常に重くて財産をまとめておくにはちょっと便利とは思えないよ。ものすごい額面の有価証券とかものすごく価値のある宝石とかそういうものなら考えられなくもないけれど、
Precious gems.
戦時中の混乱期に自分の資産を持ち運べるよう全て宝石などに変えた人たちがいたのは有名な話だからね。
I'm glad he explained that to me.
でも 黄金で資産を備蓄したというのはなかなか聞かない。
確かに重いけどよ、国際的に一番信用されてて価値も安定してるし、意味はあるんじゃないのかな。証券とかだったら国が滅びちまったら紙切れになっちまうわけだし。
Thank you
そ
for
ういう
this
考え方もあるね。
currency talk.
でも 10kg のインゴット一つでも体感重量は相当のものだよ。
Remake Umineko, but it's like a crypto wallet. Because it's decentralized.
聞いたことない？ 50キロの人間は背負えても50キロの俵は担げないって。それだけの莫大な重量の金塊を個人が所有するリスクと手間は計り知れないね。
Okay, get this. I read some mysteries. Okay. What did we just... Okay, gold. Heavy. Even if you can carry a 50-kilogram person on your back, you can't carry a 50-kilogram bag over your shoulder. With that many gold bars, the amount of labor and risk for one person would be hard to calculate. Okay, we can't like take that as fact, but we can say wherever there's gold, it's a lot and it's not moving.
ってことはつまり200億円の札束がうなってるって話ならともかく、200億円分の黄金が山積みになってるってのはちょいと現実味がないわけだな。
And if it's not moving, that only gives more credit to the epitaph being real.
そういうことになるね。
Cause like this isn't like
黄金伝説なんて響きはとても面白いんだけど、そもそも10トンの黄金という時点で少々無理があるね。
I guess, but like
そうやってリズムで考えるとみるみる嘘くさくなっていくぜ。
I feel the opposite.
夢のない話さ。
でもそこは何しろあのおじいさまだからね。親切なお金持ちからの融資を大げさに吹聴して魔女から授かった10トンの黄金なんて例え方をしたのかもしれないよ。
Now that is the part, that's the only part that doesn't make sense is how did you get the gold? Like the gold part isn't even the craziest part about the story.
10トンという数字も象徴的な感じが
It
する
doesn't
し
even
ね。
have to be 10 tons of gold. It just sounds like a lot of gold. That's not even
つ
a
ま
question.
り借りた金のありがたさは10トンの黄金に匹敵する価値があったってなことだな。
And
じい
also
様に大金持ちの勇敢マダムが気前よく恵んでくれて、
like Kenzo doesn't seem like someone that plays around.
その後夫人を魔女と呼んだってことじゃねえのか。
I could see that. Jessica's example wasn't bad. If someone was generous enough to lend a huge sum of money to grandfather when his trustworthiness was still zero, she would certainly be someone worthy of being called a witch. Furthermore, grandfather later used that money to build a vast amount of wealth. With such an incredible ability to judge people, again, she might well be fittingly called a witch. That's honestly the most logical explanation, is Kenzo met a woman who is this woman who gave him a bunch of gold somehow. She lives in the forest. And he has a lot of regrets concerning her, so I feel like she's no longer with us. Also, since she went to the trouble of lending all that money, she might also have enthusiastically guided how it was spent. Come to think of it, the idea to get involved with the occupying forces and profit from the Korean War demands might have come from the witch as well. Sure, absolutely. With all that considered, saying that he received wealth and honor from a witch might actually be a fair description. And if anything, like, I could totally see the gold being real.
ってことはつまり この魔女様は
This man has a
牛の焼き付けの
shrine
ための資金を恵んでくださった
built to this
この大
woman.
恩人ってわけだ。
Why would it not be
マ
real?
リア、じい様が感謝の気持ちを込めてこんだけでかい絵を描かせて掲げさせたっての
She
も
just might not have been a
No,
demon
おかしい話じゃないのかもな。
summoned by Kenzo. However,
ひょっとするとよ、当の本人は見るからに魔女っぽいばあさんだったかもしれないぜ。それをじい様が美化してこんな美人に描いてくれたってのは考えられる話さ。
Jessica, that's dumb. I'm sorry.
案外当の本人に会ってみたらこんなに美人じゃないかもしれねえな。
And it's kind of, I don't know what it's rooted in. Where is this coming from?
ありえるね。
Isn't it more likely that grandfather knew this woman when he was
ベ
younger?
アトリーチェって名前はいかにも洋風だけど、僕たち一族の名前が
Exactly.
みんな洋風であることを考えると、このベアトリーチェって名前も日本人名を無理やり洋風にアレンジしたものなのかもしれないよ。
Or maybe, because where's your grandmother? Not even a topic.
なるほどなるほど。この美人は絵の中にしかいないってわけだ
But they
な。
met her, so like it's not this woman.
それじゃああの立派そうな胸はも
Oh
めそう
my
にないぜ。
Sinning.
鼻から魔女なんておかしいんだよな。
He's into the occult.
そんなのが地球上のどこにいるってんだ。
As I laughed and made fun of the witch in an attempt to differentiate myself from the kid I was 6 years ago, who was afraid of the witch of the forest, right. Maria tugged on my sleeve. Oh, she's not gonna like this. The strength with which she did so displayed a little annoyance.
Huh?
It's like, what's wrong?
なんだよ、マリア。
はーい。ベアトリーチェはいる。
Yeah, the kid is gonna say something like that. Maria stared up at me. She had on her usual sour look, but I could tell she was angry because of the color of her eyes.
魔女いる。
Aww. Yeah, babe, they exist.
なんだよ、そりゃいるだろうよ。テレビをつけりゃアニメとかによ。
Dang, she's like, no, I'm dead ass.
魔女はいる。
I started to feel pressured, not knowing why Maria was jumping on me like this. Then Jessica tapped me on the shoulder and told me in a small voice.
バカだな。子供の夢打ち砕
You
いてんじゃね
started
えぜ。
it.
マリアは魔女とかベアトリーチェとかが確かに存在するって信じてんだよ。
確かマリアちゃんは学校の文集に将来なりたいものは魔女って書いたんだっけ？
Fierce. Maria nodded seriously. Girl, don't listen to these non-believers. Continue your own fantasy. Tears started to run from the corners of her eyes. Oh my god. I see. To a girl who wants to become a witch in the future, this Beatrice is proof that witches do exist in the world. Absolutely. Maria's looking at this portrait and she's like, Mother, teach me your ways. Someone she admires and strives to be like. Ooh. Stomp that foot.
魔女はいる。なのにバトラーが信じない。
Oh, you didn't hear that.
いるよ、魔女は。お兄ちゃんは信じるよ。
George kneeled down and held Maria's head. Watching this, Jessica poked me in the side. So that's what it is. It's basically like I just dropped the bomb that Santa Claus doesn't exist in front of a child who believes in him on Christmas Eve. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to shatter kids' dreams.
ああ、悪かったぜ。
Yeah, pull it back, battler.
別にマリアの夢にケチをつけたわけじゃねえんだ。謝るよ。ベアトリーチェはいるよな。今もこの島の森の中に住んでいて、夜な夜なこの屋敷で何をやってるのか覗き見しに来るんだろ。だから森には入っちゃいけない。
Right.
夜はいつまでも暗い森を眺めていてはいけない。森の魔女ベアトリーチェに見つかってしまうかも。バサマがそう言ってたんだもんな。
Grandmother knew about this woman.
本当にバトラーは信じる？
Yeah.
ああ、信じるぜ。
Yeah.
ケチをつけて悪かったよ。
I didn't even. Who doesn't believe?
仲直りしようぜ。
I stuck out my hand and Maria grabbed with her tiny hand and we made up. Got my shooter back. Maria didn't grumble any more than that, so George and Jessica were relieved.
あら、
Shannon.
皆様ここにいらっしゃられたんですか。てっきり海岸へ行かれたとばかり。
Me too, girl. Shannon Chan carrying a basket was surprised to find us all gathered in front of the portrait.
シャノンか。いやさ、バトラはベアトリーチェの肖像画を初めて見るからさ。
We can't read the riddle?
まあ見とれてたってわけだぜ。
そうですね。見とれベアトリーチェ様って本当にお綺麗です。さぞや親方様を虜になさったろうと思います。
パトロン説の他にもおじい様の初恋の人だという説もあ
Thank
るんだ。
you.
どちらにせよ彼女に出会ってから数十年を経ているだろうにもかかわらず、今なお心の中に大きく居座り続けているんだから、それは今なお虜にしているということなんだろうね。
やれやれ。
Yada
これじゃ
yada.
ばあ様はさぞや嫉妬しただろうぜ。
Right. Okay.
私はよく知らねえけど、やっぱり
Okay.
そういうのはあったらしいぜ。ばあ様は金髪の浮気相手がいると信じてたらしいな。
Seems plausible.
ほう、
Oh, poor Maria.
いい匂い。シャノンからいい匂い。
Maria, sniffing, approached the basket Shannon Chan was holding with interest. Now that you mention it, I did notice a fragrant scent with the essence of vanilla.
申し訳ございません。熊沢さんからこれを皆さんにお届けするようにことづかりました。
So sweet.
なんだろ
The complete opposite of what those adults were dealing with.
う。素敵だね。クッキーだ。
Cookie da.
クッキー食べたい。クッキー食べたい。
Hee
お召し上がりいただけますよ。でも
Unsure whether it was really acceptable to serve cookies in a place like this in front of the portrait, Shannon Chan sent us a glance which seemed to ask what we wanted to do. Well, thinking about it, yeah, that would be bad manners.
マリア、ここじゃなくて
I
レス
guess
で
we're
食べよう
not
ぜ。
gonna read it right now. That is okay.
ク
We
ッ
will
キ
come
ーをお
back to
弁当
it.
にピクニックに行こう。
Pikamiko.
ピクニック行こう。ピクニック行こう。クッキー食べれるなら行こう。
Cookie.
そうだな。ちょっと表の空気を吸いに行くか。魔女様の御前でつまみ食いもねえもんだぜ。
そうだ、もともと私たちは
Yes,
浜
we
辺
did.
に行こうって言ってたんじゃねえか。行こうぜ行こうぜ。
Ecosite.
シャノンちゃん。申し訳ないんだけど、腰を下ろせる敷物と
Oh, not
水
him.
筒にお茶を入れてきてもらうのをお願いしてもいいかな。
You said you're still on the clock, right?
はい。かしこまりました。
I guess. They need to. I don't. Whatever. I like George, but Shannon Chan received her instructions and gracefully bowed before retracing her steps. We headed for the beach on our own. You can't go help her. You're 19. Everyone headed for the entrance in a group. Feeling as though, he might be 18. Feeling as though that witch was staring down at our backs, I turned around once more.
バトラまだ信じてない
Girl, I was just looking.
いや信じるぜ。その方が夢があるしな。
Yeah.
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェがじい様に10トンの黄金を授けた。それでその黄金がどこかに眠っているかもしれない。しかもそいつをじい様は怪しげな碑文に書き残し、
Yeah.
こういうロマンはあった方がいいってもんさ。
It's pretty metal.
200億円の黄金か。
黄金か。
私たち4人で山分けしたってとんでもない金額になるな。
I'm sure the adults have thought something similar.
一人頭50億円か。
I love that they're including Maria.
すごいね。それだけあったらどんな事業でも起こせそうだよ。いや、そもそも働かずに生涯を優雅に過ごせるだろうね。
Kraus believes it. Which is Kraus squandering that money? And that's why he's super confident? That he's not gonna go to jail for embezzlement?
50億円よりクッキークッキー
Cookie.
マリアには金よりクッキーだな。
I would too.
しかし
Nah, that's a lie.
50億円夢のある話さ。
Oh my god.
バカバカしい。
God dang, back with these dang adults. Alright. Honestly, it's a great stopping point.